Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to cover something that I seen this morning about a man living in a clothing bin. No, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. This clothing bin even came with everything: a beer fridge, a library, and a nice comfy bed. And I'm telling you what, I've been thinking about it as I've been reading the story. And if these kids keep up here at my place, I'm going to have to find me a clothing bin. I'm just saying. Anyways, let's go on with the story. I want to go ahead and tell you guys all about it. It all starts off with Nigel, 52, and is now sharing accommodations after being forced to leave the recycling clothes bin in Erdington. Feel really bad for the guy. Clearly, you can see that he's got some problems going on. Let's go ahead and read about his story here. A homeless man was evicted from a recycling bin with the comfiest bed he'd ever slept in. What kind of beds is he sleeping on? It's not Tempur-Pedic. I don't think that's Tempur-Pedic. Anyways, Nigel, 52, he's a former heroin addict, and he'd taken up residence in the pastel blue container near Eddington Abbey and the Abbey Catholic Primary School car park in Birmingham 5 weeks ago. So he's been living in this thing for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So, hey, he would know if the bed's comfy or not. That's quite a bit of time. And no wonder he's got a beer fridge that we're going to find out about here in a little bit. That's got to be a gimme. However, he has had to leave it and is now living in a multiple occupancy accommodation. In an attempt to dissuade others from occupying the container, it is being relocated. So instead of fixing the problems with homelessness, we're just going to relocate the container. That's a real good way, American way. I see that his accommodations in life are a little bit better, living in a family group home or wherever he's at. But so let's just fix homelessness so that don't happen again. It's make sure they don't have a place to sleep. I guess there is homeless shelters, but why move something just based upon that? Anyways, he should have never been there in the first place, and there's been a lot of complaints. He was not wanted, a Paris Central worker told Mail Online. It is no longer in use. We are moving it to another place so the same thing doesn't happen again. So the guy seeks shelter in this thing, and now you're going to make it so people can't even donate clothes. So that's great. That's awesome. Look at all the clothing he had in there, though. It looks pretty dang comfy. Nigel had set up a bedding and a beer shelf in the makeshift shelter. What more do you need than a beer shelf? Beer shelves, they're important. Before he evicted, footage showed Nigel's makeshift home replete with bedding, several books, and a beer shelf. Nigel said he took to sleep rough in Birmingham after he put it in a multiple occupancy house with drug addicts in Northampton, a situation he disliked. I bet he did. That clothing bin looks a lot more comfortable, and if he's anything like me, he doesn't like people and he doesn't like being around them, especially my kids. I shouldn't say that. Anyways, he previously said he was hoping to find a permanent place in Coventry, but was happy in Erdington in the meantime. He said, I've been living in the clothing bin for 4 or 5 weeks, and I realized it was open, it's warm inside, and it's waterproof. Well, you don't want moldy clothing that you're donating. So, I mean, it's common sense. I would have loved to see him get inside this thing. That's what really piques my mind, because, you know, the entrance is usually at the top. So, like, enter the top and then slide down into the hole like that. He did look like he's very agile. Didn't look like he's very, but neither am I. So, living in the clothing bin for 5 weeks, and he realized it was open. It's warm inside. It's waterproof. It's more comfortable than any bed I've ever had. There's my library. There's my beer shelf. What more does a man want? A beer shelf and a library. I totally get it. Anyways, nobody has put clothing in while I've been inside. And if they did, I think I'd say thank you. And they would be like, hang on, the bin's talking to me. Can you just imagine if a clothing bin started talking to you when you're dumping clothes in it? There's some days I think I'm going insane, but it's screaming in the car and you're dumping clothes in the bin. And you're like, what the heck was that? That'd be kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. He says he's totally off the heroin, but a few beers here help him sleep at night. I'll have a drink here, but I've been clean on drugs since Christmas Eve. Before that, it was crack and heroin. It makes me feel numb. But I love it here. I love Eddington, and the people are nice. I'll probably get about 10 a day begging, but that's enough. 10 yen. Good for him that he found a nice warm place to make it. Found the story very interesting, and we wish him the best luck in his group home. It looked like a comfy little setting. I'm a little jealous. I just slept with a 5-year-old kicking me in the face last night. So That beer shelf in the library sounds really good right now. I don't know about you guys. Anyway, tell me what you think down in the comments. It was nice talking to you guys this morning, and we will catch you on the next one. I got some really good stories coming up that I can't wait to share that are just absolutely groovy. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.